chapter 6 and 7 in my Bible. Did you know that in the early days of the church,
when they only had black and white TV?
They didn't have any TV.
No TV? How did they waste all those hours every day?
In those days, many people were becoming Christians every day.
Probably because they weren't spending their time watching TV.
The leaders of the church were the apostles.
They were apostles.
Apostles! Jesus chose 12 men to make sure everyone heard the truth about how Jesus died and rose from the dead. Anyway, because so many people were becoming Christians, the apostles didn't have time to take care of all the needs of the people. They needed to spend their time praying for everyone and teaching the people about God.
Like at the Jesus Centre?
Yes. The apostles knew that it was important that someone be in charge of caring for people who were old or sick or didn't have enough money to feed their families. So they told the people to choose 7 men who loved the Lord and were filled with God's Spirit. One of those who was chosen was a man named Stephen.
Oh, Stephen Ellen?
No, a different Stephen.
Oh.
Anyway, he spent a lot of time showing people the power of God, and many people were becoming Christians because of Stephen. Now, many of the Jews didn't like Stephen.
Because he did a great job promoting?
Kind of. Well, they didn't like him because he was always telling people about Jesus. And these Jews thought that Jesus